Hello, everybody. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, right here. Great. Okay, awesome. Let me just get this set up. Give me one more second. All right, great. So first thing that we're going to start off with is a pop quiz. All right, so who knows if their full WordPress version info is revealed in one of their pages metadata? And just to introduce myself real quick, Enrique from Squeeze Moby. I think all of you should already know me. If not, I could always go through a little bit of an introduction, but I think everyone should know me here. So who knows if their full WordPress version info is revealed in one of their pages metadata? Let me get some answers here. Okay. Okay, good. I like it. 28 bucks, great. That actually makes me happy because it'll lead to my next point. All right, how about this? Who knows if their WordPress readme.html file is accessible via HTTP on the default location? Ian? No. Great. All right, great. Well, leading to my next point. Now, who thinks if business owners know this? I mean, they have no idea. And who thinks if business owners get scared when they see something like that box that I'm showing below? Who thinks that that's something that just terrifies them and they have no idea what that means, what to do with it, how to solve it? All right, great. Because honestly, if you took me a little bit back, I would be terrified of this box as well. So I know how that feeling used to be before I got into offline and into internet marketing. Now, if you bear with me through this entire presentation, what I am going to show you is how to make an easy extra $200 tomorrow with only 10 minutes of extra work with each client. So we're going to keep this to about 60 minutes, and I'm going to show you a few simple steps on how you can take the stuff that you're going to learn in here today about creating pain for business owners and then upselling them on just a few random various plugins and create an extra $200 tomorrow. Now, just to make sure that you pay attention, because I do want you to pay attention, we're going to have a little bit of a bonus towards the end. Now, it's not a big bonus, but it allows you to get in at a good price. Yes, there will be something sold here, but even without buying that, you can implement all of the steps and still make those extra $200 tomorrow. So there's going to be a bonus for you to get in at the best price for something, and then I'll let you know about also how you can get this bonus strategy session replay that we're going over. But if you don't pay attention, then you might miss out, and I don't want you to miss out. So keep your ears perked up, and I do see through this GoToWebinar who is paying attention and who is not. Let's get right into it. Problems with offline. Problems with offline and how you're going to solve these problems. And now, number one, it is hard to sell to business owners. That's the biggest problem. And why is that the problem? The problem is not really the selling part, that it's hard to sell to business owners. The problem is how offline consultants sell to business owners, the way that they do it. Because the way that most people do it is how? They sell on benefits. They talk about the upside. They talk about how their new service, their new mobile site, their social media campaign, how they're going to do reputation management, and how it's going to get them all these new clients, and they're living all the way up in the clouds in La La Land because the business owner does not see this as real. You know, they've been in this business so long, and can really someone, after they've been having these consistent results, as I'm a dentist, I've been having these consistent results, is this person really going to come in and change my business? I don't know. A little bit doubtful of that. Maybe they're just bullshitting me. Now, what is it that they respond to? What is something that they respond to? And how do you sell them? How do you take this dilemma, how do you take this problem and flip it around completely and then convince them that they should be buying your services? Now tell me. All right, Zahid said fear. Maybe, possibly. Who else? Tell me some. How do you do it? What are ways that are much, much more effective than selling them on these benefits? The answer to that, drumroll please, is pain, fear, and loss. Pain, fear, and loss is exactly, show them, John, exactly. Show them their vulnerabilities. Pain, fear, and loss. What are they vulnerable to? What are they losing out on? Now, because we can all, I could tell you today, hey, you can make millions and millions of dollars this year. I could teach you how to make $1 million. Now, if I come in and say, hey, man, right now you got this opportunity right in front of you, and it's so easy, but you're losing out on $1 million. I mean, it's pretty much just in front of you that you're losing out on it. You have lost $1 million this year just because of your inaction. It's a completely different frame of mind. And what I'm going to tell you at the end is you are losing out by not doing these upsells. You're leaving a ton of money on the table that you could be easily taking while adding value and not spending that much more extra time. What is the solution? What is rather your solution? How are you going to solve this dilemma? How are you going to solve this problem that you have of trying to sell business owners. And the way is, it's easy. People respond to fear more than they respond to pleasure. So you're going to reframe it, reframe your pitch, and start selling business owners on fear. Now, if you can drive this home, if there's one concept, because the other stuff, yeah, you're leaving money on the table, but the real important part is to internalize this, because this is a mindset. This isn't just that little get-rich-quick scheme strategy, but this is a mindset. And if you can internalize that and understand that, then that's going to change your whole pitch. That's going to change your pitch entirely. And once it's internalized, then you're going to start seeing more results. Whether you're selling anything, whether you're selling offline, whether you're selling mobile sites, whether you're selling social media, whether you're selling security, whatever it is that you're selling, you could go into a completely different area, completely different field, start working for some huge corporation, start selling stuff, but your whole mindset is going to change, and you're going to be a more effective salesman, and it's going to change everything. So if there's one thing that you can walk away from, is people respond to fear and pain much more than they respond to pleasure and gain. Now, manipulation. Is this manipulation? Are we manipulating people by doing this? Maybe. Maybe just a little bit. Is this evil? Tell me. Is this evil? Who says yes? Who says no? Can be. Can be, right? Ian? Zahid, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, by the way. You're saying no? Todd? Does it bring an honest awareness? Well, John, chaotic good. Barbara, depends. Well, this is the way I look at it. Okay? People need to get their butt kicked. Now, if I manipulate you right now on this webinar, if I manipulate you to buy something, and you buy it, let's say I'm just going to throw out a random price. Even this is not how much something's going to cost today, but let's say $100. I manipulate you to give me $100 of your hard-earned money, and you get shit in return. Is that manipulation? Of course. And you get nothing, and I run away, and I told you that you had a 60-day money-back guarantee, and then I disappear off the face of the earth, and I'm gone as a product creator. Now, that's manipulation. But if, on the other hand, by me manipulating you, it's driving you then towards action, taking action, and by the end of next week, you've made an extra $1,000. That's a good form of manipulation. In the end, you're up $900. Would you agree on me with that? Would you agree on me with that? It's the same thing when you're selling stuff. If you use these pain techniques, and even maybe sometime I'll cover some advanced NLP if anyone knows about NLP here and tactics at some other session. But if you use some more advanced tactics, then what you could do is manipulate business owners, but as long as they get the value, the return on investment is there for them, then I would tend to argue that you've done them a service. Whereas this word manipulation has maybe a bad connotation, but you're kind of just pushing them into something that they need to get kind of pushed in. Sometimes people need an ass whooping. Now, the difference. The difference. The difference is and Ian says that some dudes were really clever, and this is actually kind of interesting. I would be interested to know a little more information about this. I have access to a very good security guy, and he was impressed by what some guys have done. And because Ian got 3 email warnings from 2 different banks who knew precisely which files on his site were the phishing requests, where they were coming from. And that's kind of scary. And yeah, I agree. I'm not sure if I completely understand that, Ian. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that stuff scares you. Especially when you get down to some more, if you get down to kind of, identity theft and things along those lines, I mean, that stuff definitely does scare you. Let me ask you, what is the difference? What is the difference between if I say, if you take me on, you will gain at least 5 more clients at $500, making you an extra $2,500 worth of profits each and every month. Now, if you don't take me on, you'll be losing out on at least 5 clients, which is over $2,500 worth of losses each and every month. Let me ask you a question. Can you afford to make an extra $2,500? Anyone can afford to make an extra $2,500. But what is the difference going to be if you lose, if you make less money by $2,500? Now that difference might be you can't pay your mortgage. Your family won't eat. I mean, if you make more, okay, you'll be able to relax more, you'll be able to hang out more, you could take your family out to dinner. But what's a greater motivator? Being able to take your family out to dinner or not being able to eat at all? Am I making sense? Am I making at least a little bit of sense? Can you afford to lose that $2,500? Maybe. If you're a millionaire, sure. But if you're getting hit by the recession and you're just cutting it close, maybe not. What about hacking and security? What really kind of drives that pain point home? Because if you talk to anyone about hackers, they start to cringe. They start to get scared because they have nothing. They don't. People fear what they don't understand, and they don't know anything. They're terrified, especially when you start talking about getting their identity stolen. Think just credit cards, financial fraud, financial theft. People have nightmares of, let's say they have $20,000 in the bank account. Suddenly they wake up, they have $0. They didn't do anything. It wasn't their fault. They didn't lose it. It's their identity. Somehow they got defrauded. People have nightmares over that stuff. Now, Once again, what's the bigger motivator? Is the bigger motivator, or is the not necessarily the bigger motivator, but what really drives the point home? Let's say you have $20,000 in the bank. Are you going to work harder to get an extra 20 and then have 40,000 in the bank? Or does it make you cringe more? Does it have a bigger effect on you? Would it have a bigger effect on you if you suddenly woke up and you had zero? Because going from 20 to 0 is much worse, I would argue, than going from 20 to 40. You already have the 20. Another 20 is not going to make that much of a difference. But now when you have 0, that's a little bit of a different story. On top of that, local business owners know nothing about computers, let alone things like hacking, and they get scared, they get terrified by that. So when you come in, who is automatically the expert? You become the expert. Just by being there, just by knowing a little bit, just by understanding the main points, the main aspects, you automatically take the position of authority. You're automatically an authority figure. And that's a great position to have. That allows you to do a lot and people listen. So before we go any further, I want you to do one thing. Just one thing. If you do nothing else, if you take nothing away from this, I want you to take a little bit of an action step. So at least you make a little bit of progress. At least these 60 minutes weren't completely wasted for you, and you would have spent them. It would have been better spent if you were just, I don't know, sleeping. So if you do nothing else, next time you talk to a client, try to frame it in terms of losing profit, and think about it consciously. Think about it. When you're talking about helping them gain something, talk about how that if they don't take you on, they're going to be losing something. Now, does that sound like something you can do? Just thinking about it and just implementing it and changing a couple sentences up. It's not that hard of a task. The only problem is 95% of what you hear, you're going to forget. So I just want to drive this one little point home so that hopefully that's going to remain the 5%, and you're going to be able to take action on that next time you talk to a business owner. Ian, thank you for the commitment. Same thing with John. Let me know what happens. Let's do a little bit of a brainstorming session. A little bit of a brainstorming session so we could get into the fun part. So you could stop losing out on these extra $200 that you've been losing out on consistently because you haven't been implementing this. Tell me, what are things you can upsell an offline business owner on that'll make you an extra $200, but that are pretty easy to implement, that aren't going to take you, it's not going to be like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long project, but it's going to be something very simple. Okay, logos. Think things you can install. Something a little easier. QR codes, I like that one. Yup, plugins. Yup, Ian. You're right on, spot on. Plugins. All right. And there's a few other things. So it's easy. A couple things. These are just a couple things. This is by no means an exhaustive list. So don't just constrain yourself just to these things. First thing, I know a lot of you sell mobile. Redirect scripts. How do you do that? Okay, you know, it should be maybe included, but that's the thing. You know, the client really doesn't understand all the things that go into it. So it could be something used as like an upsell, a little bit of an upsell. You know, you could kind of give them a bare bones version and then say, you know, either the redirect script is an upsell or not even using it as an upsell, but so that they understand the value that's inside all of this, break down the different components when you're charging them. So don't just say, hey, mobile site, here you go, $1,000. Because you're going to give them an invoice. So on the invoice, have 5 different items. You know, logo design, graphic design, mobile site, you know, just whatever, integration, landing page integration with SMS or email, listing it out so that they understand. If you just say, you know, if you just kind of throw it down and say mobile site, loses its value. It doesn't seem to have as much value. It seems, oh, they just did a mobile site. But when they see kind of the steps, that's when everything kind of comes into play and they start understanding all the things that go behind the scenes. Now, the best part, you don't put redirect script 5 minutes to install. They have, when they see something that says redirect script, I mean, to someone who doesn't know what it is, it just sounds impressive. It just sounds like this really cool thing, maybe that you had to program, you had to create everything, you had to create all of the code yourself, and you spend hours and hours in the basement on your computer hitting all these random keys with these outputs, and you have these 5-10 machines. You know, it really is that way. I mean, that's what I do when I do a redirect script. But really, seriously, when you're talking to business owners, you would be surprised. When you're living and breathing this stuff every day, you start taking these little things for granted. You start thinking, oh, this is not too bad, but you have to put yourself in the business owner's shoes, and he has no idea about your world. He's completely perplexed. So, you know, use that to your advantage and start up something. Same thing, you know, .mobi domain names. Are they really necessary? Not really. Not necessary. I would say it's not necessary. But can you easily sell it to a business owner? Say this. Give them this example. Oh, hey, Joe. You know, I know you have the domain name, I don't know, let's say atlantadentist.com. And you're right now, you're number one on Google. Everyone knows about you. You're kind of the popular dentist in town. Now tell me, what if someone took that position away from you on mobile phones? Because a lot of people are starting to do these searches on mobile phones, and suddenly your biggest competitor, Mark over there, is atlantadentist.mobi. And he's starting to pop up number one when someone does a local search via their mobile phone. Now tell me, how would you feel about that? And I don't think Joe's going to really like that too much. I would tend to argue, in fact, I know that that's a great way to create pain. When a competitor does something sneaky like that. And it wouldn't necessarily even be sneaky. They're just getting the .mobi name that was already, already available. But for the business owner, they're going to think, whoa, they can't do that. I got that domain name. Yeah, but you got the .com domain name. You didn't get the .mobi domain name. So easy upsell right there. Hey, I'll take care of all of that for you for $100. And then maybe hosting on top of that. What about specific WordPress plugins or security plugins? And a lot of these plugins are very easy plugins that you just kind of install, and they have a pretty essential effect. They can change a lot of things, yet it doesn't take you that long to set it up to install it. It takes you limited time, but the value is great and big. And the list goes on and on and on. So if you have any more, you can tell me. Otherwise we'll just carry on here. The key point is, because as people on the inside, we don't accentuate these aspects. We don't harp on these little things. We take them for granted. We take them as understood, that everyone knows this type of stuff, that it's just kind of in the package. When you can upsell these business owners for an easy $200, if you focus and deliver the value properly. Key thing is delivering the value, communicating the value. Now, can I ask you to commit just on those 4 examples before, and I'll give you a little bit more on things that you can upsell on, to ask next time you're talking to a client for an additional, let's say not even $200. Let's put it, let's say even just $100. Or put it in your price sheet next time you sell something to one of your clients. Would that be asking too much of you? Can you commit to that right now? Great. Depends on the client, John. Now let's combine these two things and go and hit the home run with this. Okay? Let's start checking for these following points, and then also discussing a little bit. Now I can't cover, because we only have about 25 more minutes here, so I can't cover each these points in detail. But let me tell you about some points, and you could easily kind of get into this. Some of these you can upsell them on. Some of these, it's just something to point out. Okay? For example, if WordPress is up to date, can you really upsell on that, that would be maybe a little bit of a harder case. But plugins, are the plugins up to date? Are the themes up to date? Now, something that gets a little bit more in depth, because business owners won't really understand it, is the WordPress version info not revealed in the page's metadata. What about the readme.html file? What about the server response headers? Are they containing detailed PHP version info? What about exposure_PHP? Is that PHP directive turned off? Admin username. Because if you have an admin username, it's easier for hackers to hack you. What about the anyone can register option? Password strength. Has it been tested with brute force? And there's kind of pretty good easy fix with that I will talk about. Database table prefix. Is it the default? Now, the list goes on, and I could cover a ton more things. But the thing here is really to start kind of thinking about these things and how you can upsell on these little things, especially in terms of security. Why? Because with security, you can build that case and create that fear, create that pain, get them scared, and really kind of improve their security, because sites do get hacked into. We could go into that first slide. I mean, every day, over 100,000, over 120,000 websites get hacked and infected. And remember that statistic and use it with business owners. Oh, we're right here. And use it with business owners. Okay? The good part, a lot of these are very easy to fix. Now, for example, some sample solutions, some things that you can kind of fix very, very easily, and I give you even the URLs right here. For example, for that brute force one, login lockdown. What does login lockdown do? It blocks an IP address if it tries to log in more than 5 times incorrectly. Now, are there ways around that? Yes, but does it kind of stop some hackers? Yes, as well. So does it add that extra level of security? Yes. And it's pretty easy to download. What about a site backup? Do they have a site backup? Now, this one is Login Lockdown is free. This one is paid for, but it's also easy to create. Next thing, do we want to put these in here? Let me paste these links in here so you can have them. Okay. Let me know if they don't pop up. Okay. And the site backup. Now this is a paid for solution, and I promise it's not an affiliate link or anything along those lines. So I won't be getting any commissions for any of these. All right. Awesome. Can everybody hear me? Ian, you're saying you lost the sound. Can everybody still hear me? All right. Good. Good. So once again, Login Lockdown, free download, adds an extra level of security. Site backup, you have to pay for that, which kind of gives an excuse also to have the client pay for it. W3 total cache, makes the site faster. Now, I'm not going to go into each one of these specifically, but I gave you the links. You can find out more information on that. But these are some sample solutions that are easy upsell for $200, or you could create a package with these, maybe even a couple others that you increase the security, you create a backup, you do the whole entire package for $500 to $1,000. All right, now you could look up these things and find these things all manually. It's going to take you quite a bit of time. It's going to take you actually a long time. Now, would you want something, would you be interested in seeing something, how you can kind of get all of this done and figure all of this out with the click of one button? Would that be something of interest to you? If not, we could stop here. All right, let me switch my screen. Okay. Now, there is this plugin that's very, very interesting. And the name of this plugin is called Security Monkey. Let me just resize my screen real quick. All right, great. Drum roll, please. So we're going to go into one of our sites, MobiCache Cyclone. It's going to be a product we're going to be releasing soon. And we just installed this plugin. And it was very easy. So we go under plugins right here. Can everybody see my screen? Great. We go under plugins. Let's go down. We have quite a bit of things here. And we have Squeeze Security. Now, why is it called Squeeze Security? I thought it was called Security Monkey. The reason for that is because this plugin is easily rebrandable. So every person who gets this plugin can brand it under their own company, can call it whatever they want to call it, and and that's one of the rights that comes with it, is you basically creating it as your own, or framing it as your own. Now, all we do right here is press Analyze Site. Now, woo la la, look at all these tests that have been done. Is the WordPress core up to date? Test description and test result, and then status. Ooh, bad, bad. Bad, 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 bad. Okay, some of them are okay. Bad, bad, bad. I'm terrified. I'm a business owner, and I just see that my site has all these breaches. Now I'm terrified. And what does all this stuff mean? Okay, let's go right here. Oh no, what are these things? I went to details to see how I could fix this myself, because I'm Joe, the lawyer, and now all my sensitive information might be exposed. And what is this? Oh, if module mod headers.c. Oh no, what does this mean? Adding these directives. Oh God. I think I'm going to just... Oh, and it says, if you need an in-depth security analysis, please contact us. Now, I'm Joe, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to handle this stuff. Let me just click this, contact us. Oh, and who are these Squeeze Mobi guys? Maybe I should give them a call. All right, these are our social media landing pages right here that we're offering. But you could rebrand this as, some type of security site with your number right here. Maybe if it's on a mobile, I don't know, put some tap to call there if it's integrated with mobile as well, even though they won't be running this via their mobile phone. But you have the number right there, and Mr. Joe can give you a call right now immediately with just a click of one button. So this is awesome, because look at all these things that it has here that it checks for, okay? And it goes into depth. And I'm not going to go over all of these things. Why? Because I could go over these things, but it would just take so much time. I think there's about 30 items here that it checks for. And it basically terrifies the business owners. Now, how do I recommend you use this? Well, number one, rebrand it as your own. Check your site first. Fix up whatever you need to fix. Then rebrand it as your own and give it away to a business owner for free, or install it on their site. Print out the report if they give you their credentials. If not, then let them install it, let them run it. And once they kind of see this, since it's rebranded and it leads back to your site, they're going to contact you, realizing suddenly that they have all these holes in their security. So they're going to contact Ian or John or anyone else. John, you cannot analyze their site from the outside before installing the plugin. So you do have to talk to them and get, yes, you do, John. You do need their credentials, or you could give it to them. You can let them have the plugin and do it themselves if they don't trust you enough yet with their credentials. But the great thing here is that for you guys who are more technically oriented, there's all these basically details, tips. So it tells you, actually, it gives you information on each one of these. It doesn't just tell you what's the problem. It actually does tell you how to solve it. And if you know just a little bit, then it's pretty clear on how you should solve these different problems. So, and on top of that, not only does it tell you, Security Monkey, this package comes with the link to a Fiverr gig. So you could sell one of these fixes for like $200 and then just outsource it via the Fiverr gig for $5 and have someone else do it. You just make the sale for $200. Now, tell me, does this sound like something that you can do? Does this sound like something that you can do? Because it's really not that difficult. And what other questions do you have about this plugin? Because I would love to go more in depth, but it's really that simple. It's really that simple. Ian, how much value do you think? You're asking me what the price is. How much value do you think this plugin has? That's my question for you. Then I'll tell you what the price is. $1. Okay, I'm booting you off of here. It's $17. It's gonna be $17. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. And if anyone has any questions about it, then I'll cover it. I'll cover anything more in depth. And another, it's actually launching in 9 minutes. So I'll give you the link so you can get it right at $17 in 9 minutes. Because so that you get it right at launch, because it is on a dime sale. So I suspect it's probably going to go up pretty quick because it's a really cool plugin. But I'll get that to you. Make sure that you get it right at launch. Another way you could use this is by Aweber. So basically, if you drive kind of traffic online to this Aweber site where you offer kind of a free analysis for them opting in to your Aweber, then once they sign up, they get the free plugin, they install it, and then they see all these security breaches, and once again, it points them back to you via the contact us. So it could be used, you literally going to business owners offline or online setting up this system as well where you drive traffic to it. And my guarantee, before I get into basically the link and a little bonus for you, guarantee you that you're going to make at least $200 from this. Just install it with at least one client, go over the results with him. If it doesn't make you any money at all, then come back to me. And if Monkey does not want to refund you, then I will personally refund you. And so let's get you in at the lowest price. And here is the link. Let me actually paste the link because I don't know, Monkey might have launched a few minutes early because on my computer it's 7 minutes until the time. But I just want to make sure that you get in right at that lowest price before all this traffic starts going to the page. And let me know, I hope you got it. I pasted it in the chat, and if not, you can kind of see it there. But I try to paste it in the chat. So what do you get? You get this plugin, and you get also, okay, cool. What do you get? You get this plugin. Monkey also goes into a little bit about the monetization strategies, but that's what you had me right now for in this entire course. Entire 1 hour session is how you can monetize it. Now, what do you get as a bonus if you buy through this link? Because I want to always take care of you. You get this entire replay, which I'm not going to give out to the list. I'm only going to give it to the first 50 buyers. So once people start buying, yes, there's going to be an email that goes out to the entire list. They'll be able to get this replay as well. But right now, it's going to be just you guys. And I'm checking how many people are here. Then there's only going to be a few left for everyone else from the rest of our list. So the way to get that is easy. Just email your receipt to bonusmonkey2@aweber.com, and you're going to get right there an automatically generated email as the first thing, and then we're going to check the receipts, and we're going to have our virtual assistant do that, and then within probably 24 to 48 hours, if you're still on that list, then we're going to get you the replay once it's all rendered and we get that up for you guys. So there is the link right there. Now, Ian, okay, let me do that as well, Ian. You are right. Bonus Monkey. Let me put that in for you. Do you have it, Ian? Did you get it right there? Okay. So that's the email you need to send your receipt to. That's the email address you need to send your receipt to. Avi, let me know when it's live as well, if you could check. Now, Ian, you said you want some more strategies. You want some more strategies with how you can use this for business owners. So there's quite a bit of strategies, right? I advocate you using that free approach where you give the plugin basically for free to analyze someone's site, and then once it's analyzed, they kind of realize all these holes and breaches, and they contact you so that you can fix it. What can you do as well? You could say, hey, I'll do this analysis for you for $50, $100, $200, depending on. I would price the analysis about. I would do it this way. Tell them, I'm going to run an analysis for you, and then we can have a follow-up consultation for an hour where we're going to go over it in detail, and I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to tell you what you need to get fixed, how to get it fixed, and yeah, I would say maybe even £100 for the analysis. Yeah, exactly, Ian. That's what I was going to say. Is so they get 100. Let's say they'll pay you £100 for the entire analysis, or £50. But if they then decide to take you on for more work, that fee will be applied to that bigger job. Maybe that will then cost, let's say £500 or £1,000, and that way, they don't feel like they're paying just out their ass for all these things. But they feel, and once you kind of give them credit towards that, it's also this psychological trick that they feel compelled to get more because they're already getting like £100 discount. They already feel that they feel like they're getting a discount when really they're just paying you more. So that's another way. Also, you could set it up online. This one would be a little harder to do. This one would be, Ian, once you buy, it's in there. Mobile Monkey said he put it in there. So he gives you access to that. He gives access to that to the people that get in on it. Another strategy would be, and this one, and I do have to warn you that this is a little bit more of an advanced strategy, and what I'm going to do with this is pursue it for offline much more, but with online, basically build a site around it and drive traffic to this site, and when you get people to the site, basically offer a paid analysis, a paid security analysis. Now you would need to have a really good sales page for that, and really kind of convince them, walk them possibly through a demo and what things it pinpoints. So it would be a little bit more of an advanced tactic, but that's a way that you could use it online and set up more of a passive stream of income. Now, John asked this question, and I believe the answer is no. John, John asked, does this plugin interfere with when you're basically cloning a website? Now, it should not. It should not, and to the best of my knowledge, I believe no. Follow up on that just in case with Monkey if it happens, but I don't believe, John, that you'll have a problem with it. All right, so I believe that it should be live now. Just want to see. Avi, check that out. Let's see if... All right, it is. and I already see some people already got it. So I'm going to wrap it up right now. If anyone else has any more questions, otherwise I'm going to wrap it up and want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. And once again, you're going to get the bonus. You're going to get this bonus replay. All you have to do is be one of the first 50 buyers and email your receipt to bonusmonkey2@aweber.com. And get in right now as it's a dime sale. So I already see, I think that the price is increasing. So get in right now before it goes up, because the max price for this is $37. All right. Ian, this is not my product, so I cannot unfortunately give you any of it away. I did get a review copy for myself, but it is Monkey's product, so I can give you that guarantee in case he does not want to refund you, that I'll refund you if you're not making any money off of it, but otherwise no. So thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to have, actually, there's going to be a lot more stuff, a lot more webinars. Hope you got some value out of this. Some good stuff coming your way, so keep your eyes posted on emails, because we are having a launch next Tuesday. Just to give you an idea, it's going to be full-blown mobile site templates. So get ready and get excited about that, okay? All right, everybody. Take care, and we're signing out. Email me, let me know if there's anything that you need.